Casper2206, how you doing? Doing another movie review today. We're going to do some Blu-ray slash movie reviews. Uh, quick story. I used to just be strictly a DVD person. Um, since I was like, I don't need the Blu-rays. I don't want to buy a Blu-ray player. I don't need an HD TV. I don't need a big HD TV anyway. But the sad truth is that they started putting all the cool special features on the Blu-rays and leaving them off the DVDs. And I'm a Blu-ray. I mean, I'm a special feature junkie. So I had to break down and start buying Blu-rays. I only have 5 in my collection, and then there's this one, which is a borrowed Blu-ray. But we are going to talk about this one today. This is the Dark Knight Blu-ray. So we're going to be talking about the movie and the Blu-ray itself. The Blu-ray itself, it's got 2 discs, just like the DVD does. I have the DVD. The thing is, this one has the 2 Bravo channel documentaries. One, Batman Tech, which is how Batman's gadgets and stuff would actually look and if they could work in real life. It's a pretty cool documentary. And then there's Batman Unmasked, which goes into the psychology of the characters as in real life. They explore a vigilante mind like Batman, you know, an anarchist like the Joker, and split personality like Two-Face. Cool documentary, but those aren't on the DVD, and that's what kind of bummed me out, and that's what really made me start buying DVDs. Little backstory on the movie first. I was gonna do both Nolan Batmans, but I'm just gonna do this one briefly. Batman Begins came out in 2005, a reboot of the Batman franchise. Not even a reboot, a completely different Batman franchise after the Tim Burton slash Joel Schumacher movies. Now the first one came out in '89. These are the directed by Tim Burton. He was fairly new at the time. I think he only directed Beetlejuice before that. And of course, they starred Michael Keaton as Batman and Jack Nicholson as Joker. Tremendous. It was a phenomenal success. So they had a sequel in 1992, Batman Returns, which had Danny DeVito as the Penguin, Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman, um, Christopher Walken as Max Schreck, which is a made-up character from for the movie, and Michael Keaton as Batman again, which made money but didn't do critically well as the first one because it was a little bit too dark, and they said it was too dark and too gross. So they did the third one in 1995, which Tim Burton stayed on to produce, but Joel Schumacher took over the reins as director, and he really lightened it up, gave it more of a comic book feel. Um, and it was Jim Carrey as the Joker, Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face, a really bad Two-Face at that. Not his acting, the way he looked. He was like pink and purple and yellow, and not the Two-Face I grew up with. I love Two-Face, my favorite villain, so I was kind of disappointed in that. And then there's a sequel to Batman Forever, Batman and Robin, with Chris O'Donnell as Robin and Alicia Silverstone as Batgirl, and they had a really crappy version of Bane and Uma Thurman as Poison Ivy, and I think everyone hates that movie, really. Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze. George Clooney as Batman. Probably the best actor who played Batman was George Clooney. Probably the best actor by far. But the worst Batman, so figure that out. So again, rebooted in 2005, this Batman Begins, starring Christian Bale as Batman, who I like as Batman. He has one problem, and that's his voice. And it's not so bad in Batman Begins. It gets a lot worse in The Dark Knight. I say, all tenfold worse. Casting Christian Bale as Batman, Katie Holmes as the love interest, Rachel Dawes, who's a childhood friend of Bruce Wayne. Gary Oldman as Commissioner Gordon, who's not a very obvious choice, but I think Gary Oldman is one of those actors that he's got that kind of face that you put a mustache on him, you give him different glasses, you give him a different haircut, he looks completely different. Not to mention he's like the best actor possible when it comes to doing accents and changing himself inside out. And then there's Liam Neeson as Raz Al Ghul, or Ra's al Ghul, I'm sorry, main villain, and also the Scarecrow as a secondary villain. All done really well. I really love that movie. But what this review is of The Dark Knight. I do not like this movie as much as the first one, and I really don't understand why everyone praises this movie so much. I'm really lost on that. I have said before, and I will say it again, that I think if Heath Ledger had not died before this movie had been released, it wouldn't have made the money it did. As you know, this broke Titanic's record in a box office as the number one grossing movie until Avatar came around and then broke that record. So this is the number two highest grossing movie of all time. Um, let's go what I like, and now we'll go over the story real quick. The story is Batman versus the Joker. This is gonna be full of spoilers, so if you haven't seen the movie, I don't know why you wouldn't have, but okay, full of spoilers, so turn it off if you don't want to know. Anyway, so it plays more Batman versus the Joker. Of course, Batman has that rule that he doesn't kill. The Joker is a complete anarchist, and that's how they decided to portray the Joker. Not so much a jokester and prankster. He's just complete anarchy, and he thinks that's hilarious. Um, so here's a picture of the Joker and Batman, played by Christian Bale and Heath Ledger. Of course, everyone knows how they look. Um, so it's versus the Joker. Harvey Dent, newly elected district attorney, who of course turns into Two-Face, and he does in this movie, which I have my Two-Face shirt on. So, um, so basically, the Batman's trying to take down the mob. The mob, in desperation, turns to the Joker for help. They pay him half of their combined income, which is ridiculous. Um, ridiculous amount of money. So he basically they hire him to kill Batman, but he finds the Batman to be way too hilarious, and he's way too into feuding with him. So through pranks and gags and chaos, he kidnaps Rachel Dawes and Harvey Dent and puts them in two different places. He can kill them both, and Batman can only has time to save one. He goes to save what he thinks is going to be Rachel, but it ends up being Harvey Dent. Harvey Dent they're both tied around a bunch of gasoline drums. Harvey Dent tips over, half his face falls in a puddle of gasoline. Hence, when Batman picks him up and takes him out of the building, and the building blows up, fire attacks his face, burns off half his face, becomes Two-Face. Rachel dies. And then you got um, Harvey Dent. The rest of the movie is trying to stop the Joker, and Harvey Dent killing basically the crooked cops that scarred him and killed Rachel. It all comes to a head at the end when it's Batman versus the Joker and all his goons, and then of course Batman versus Harvey. Um, the Joker does not die. Harvey Dent does, and you kind of wish they went the other way after what happened, but that's not funny. So, this movie, like I said, I don't love it like everyone else does. I like it, sure, but I don't love it. I really don't. I think it's a Spill.com rating. I give it a matinee. Not even an enthusiastic one, but it is a matinee. It's a pretty good movie. It's really long. It's kind of long. Um, it's not really a fault of it, though. It is a pretty long movie. Let's go to what I like and don't like about this movie. Now, what I like is I do like Heath Ledger's The Joker. I did not at first. I was just like, that's not the Joker. It's a completely different character. But I can see the Joker in it now. It took me a while to warm up to him as the Joker, and he's by far the best performance in the movie. Um, Not by far, but he is. He's an Australian. He's the Australian guy from A Knight's Tale, and then he does this, and you're like, whoa. So I do like him as the Joker, and I do love Aaron Eckhart as Harvey Dent. And the makeup, and I guess it's CGI and makeup of what they do with Harvey Dent's face, and it looks phenomenal. And you totally buy his arc from good guy to just fuck everybody. They killed Rachel. I hate everyone now. So Oh, and Morgan Freeman. I'm sorry, I forgot to do that in the, before. Morgan Freeman plays uh, Lucius Fox as he did in the first one, and Michael Caine plays Alfred as he did in the first one. So I like them. I like Gary Oldman as Commissioner Gordon, of course. I basically like all the cast. I even like Christian Bale, but the problem with Christian Bale in this movie is that freaking voice he does. Everyone knows that this voice he does in this movie is awful, and it's kind of noticeable in the first one, but in this one it's really bad, and he's talking. I'm gonna actually do the talk. He talks like this, and he has his tongue hanging out half the time. Really, really bad voice. I don't know what the hell they were thinking with that. Um, and the suit, the Batman suit, they actually do a different Batman suit in this one as from the first one, and it just looks awful. It's like, it looks like it's got shoulder pads, and you know what? It looks like a really bad SWAT team kind of. It looks like, you know what? If you watch the new G.I. Joe movie, it looks like that. It's really bad. It really, I really think the way Batman and sounded in this movie. In a Batman movie, if you have a bad Batman, the Batman movie is going to suck. It didn't suck. Like I said, I like it. I don't love it like everyone else does. I don't even really like it. I just like it. So it's pretty good. It's the whole, there's a lot of, okay, they never go to the Batcave, and it's a Batman movie. They never go to the Batcave. The suit, I hate the suit. I hate the way he sounds, his voice. Um, they put the Scarecrow back in it for like 2 seconds. I hate when they do that with sequels. Like, here's your film from the first one. Okay, bye. I mean, if you're gonna do that, just don't show him at all. There's no point to doing it. Because he was developed so well in the first one that in this one, just like, here he is, bye. It's just, don't do that. I really don't like that. The supporting cast is good, We got a lot of different mobsters. Michael Jai White's one of them. I love Michael Jai White. Uh, we got people playing detectives and cops, and, there's a lot of different characters in the city of Gotham. Overall, the Blu-ray is okay. I do like the documentaries on it. Again, the DVD didn't have those, so I was really bummed about that. The movie itself is pretty good. It's not great, in my opinion. And of course, they got the third one coming out. It's called The Dark Knight Rises, which I'm already kind of not liking that. Because I hope they change the Batsuit again into something that looks better. And Anne Hathaway's playing Catwoman. That's cool. I'm kind of worried about what Catwoman's going to look like in the realistic universe of Christopher Nolan's Batman. And they have Bane is in it, and they have a picture of Bane up online, which I freaking hate the way he looks. He doesn't look big at all, and he's not even wearing a mask. It looks like he's wearing like a muzzle. So I really don't like that. But we'll see if the Dark Knight Rises is any good. For Batman Begins as a Blu-ray, I give it like a 3.5, or 3.5 out of 5 stars, because you get the digital copy, and no, I give it 3, because you ain't get a DVD copy with it. It's just a Blu-ray and a digital copy with two pretty good documentaries on it. You don't even get a commentary track on this thing, so I give it 3 out of 5 as a Blu-ray set. And the movie itself, I give a 4 out of 5. I find it predictable at times as well, and whatnot. And of course, I'm going to post this on Spill, hopefully. And my Spill rating is low max for the movie. I don't think it's that great. I like the first one a hell of a lot better. Hopefully the third one's going to be awesome. And I think they're going to stop doing them after that. Alright, so that's my Dark Knight review. Casper 2206. I will see you at the movie.